It started about 3 years ago with a picture in a magazine of an Australian player called Dorothy Tillot, and she was 97 years old, in the World Championships in Rio, and she was wearing her Australian national kit, and it was just very interesting, the idea that someone was representing their country at a sporting event at the age of 97. There's something interesting going on, you know, there's a story there, and so that was just really the beginning. And then after a bit of research, very quickly came across Les Darcy in the UK, and Les Darcy is this legend in this world. He's 7 times world champion. So I rang up Les, and rather than meeting, he said, "Oh, I'm going to Croatia next week to play in the European Championships. Why don't we meet there?" And so I went on my own, I took a camera and just went and spent a week with Les and the UK team, and got to know the players, but also got to know how the event works. And with that footage we could work out what we were missing and also what was there in order to make the World Championships in China get a filmic story out of it.
We went to China as one of the first major parts of our filming. China is the backbone of the film, and it also gives us our ending. The first thing we shot was our ending, and then we actually started cutting that together whilst filming further personal stories and backstories. So we had this time of overlapping work where we were editing our story and finding out parts of the story that were missing or that were revealing themselves to us as more important. We were allowed then to react in our further filming. So by the time we actually finished filming, we had a 2-hour, 3-hour cut of the film. At the end of that, we had a 90-minute film, and it sounds like you're close when you're at 90 minutes, but that's really when we brought on board the editor of the film.
We look at new ways of getting documentaries funded and distributed here in the UK, but also internationally. We're going for about 7 years and funded over 80 feature documentaries, many of which have been in cinemas, played at festivals around the world, and we've worked with them on their strategy previously about how those films can kind of come to market, which festivals they should play in, and how they should think about their release. This year with Ping Pong, it's the first time that we're going to be managing that process in-house and really kind of taking our ideas forward with this project. So with the Good Pitch model, we bring together these non-traditional partners, whether that be a foundation, charity, brand, NGO, who's in the same field as what the film is talking about, who might be able to get involved. And Ping Pong was a project which was showcased at this event 2 years ago after we gave them some initial funding. So we've now kind of taken it through that whole stage, so given them development money, kind of production funding, through this process of finding new partners and then now into distribution. But it was really down to the time frame of when the filmmaker's going to finish the projects. So without knowing exactly when we'd be able to launch and the dates in mind, we couldn't do too much hoping for Olympic Association and things like that. But when we saw the time frames and we knew when we were coming out, we sent out information to partners. So the first time we really engaged in the Olympic round was at the Good Pitch event in 2010. At that first meeting were representatives from the English Table Tennis Association, Age UK, the Cultural Olympiad, Sport England, so it was a kind of range of new partners. We then went back and spoke to them about how could we get involved with the Olympic kind of movement and what were the opportunities for film. And one of the great unique aspects about it this year is that they have these live sites across the whole country, so these giant big city centre screens that are wanting for content about sport. And when we first spoke to the Olympic Legacy Committee about it, they just said it was really great because it was kind of really highlighting a totally new aspect for the summer, which is actually kind of veteran sport. There's so much highlighting of the young athletes, and most people in the Olympics are under the age of 30, and here you had a narrative which completely focused on active ageing, older persons engagement, and the element that I was really keen on, and that the campaign that we've launched is about participation of audiences. So at each of the live screenings we're going to have ping pong tables in those city centres, so that literally you're watching it on the big screen and you pick up a bat and you have a go. The feedback we've been getting from audiences is kind of totally inspiring them to just have a go at ping pong, which is really, really great. The initial conversations with the Olympics Awards, how can we get that message as part of what you're doing? So we're officially part of the Cultural Olympiad, the live site screenings in city centres, and then the cinema events are all part and parcel of the Olympiad.